Welcome back to MPL Recall. It's time for us to look back at week number 4. Ano nga ba ang naganap sa nakaraang linggo ng MPL? Ano yung mga scores at ano yung mga memorable plays? We're gonna go ahead and jump in. Once more, my name is Leo. Kasama natin si Reptar at si Honeyglaze. And let's start with day 1 of week 4. This was the first matchup, Signal versus Aura. And this is the start of again another losing streak for Signal. Reptar, I think they stood some sort of chance though.
Yeah, they did. Especially nung game 2, naglabas sila ng show para kay Kekedot, and siya talaga yung para sa akin MVP ng Signal Ultra nung game na yon. Game number 1, it was a pretty one-sided affair, kaya nga they picked up the show for themselves kasi JP, every time nakita natin siya na mag-show, even in the previous series of Aura PH, sobrang galing niya. But then yeah, the chances here for Signal nung game 2 against Aura looked really, really good, pero nakakapit pa yung Aura PH, especially with the help of Benny Cuties Lapu-Lapu, which eventually became the MVP. And then may play noon mga around the 31st minute, doon talaga natapos yung game for Signal Ultra nung Winter Truncheon si Greed na baited
another
dun yung
team.
members ng Signal.
Yeah, another team that just played out. The clips for that was Omega almost had a chance at breaking the code. But nonetheless, we'll talk about that maybe a little later. Right now, this is Work versus Bren. Na-sweep ang Work.
Yeah, relatively surprising. Pero there's some people na gets ko sinasabi nila bakit hindi masyado na surprising yung nangyari. Kasi ito yung team na nagtulong sa Work na tinuruan ang Work Oster Force. Matagal sila scrim partner, and that's why for the longest time parang andun pa rin yung identity ng Bren sa Work. Pero eventually, Work Oster Force naka-breakout sila dun. Like, meron na silang sariling identity para sa kanila. But then, I can't blame Work Oster Force for the loss too much. Yeah, they had some errors here and there, but then at the end of the day, it's pare yung master mo yung kalaban mo. So it's a bit of a pass for Work Oster Force. I just wish it was a bit more of a close game, a more impressive showing, but Bren, can't take it away from them. They looked really good in that series.
Yeah, that was day 1. We're gonna check out day 2 this time around. And this was the day wherein back-to-back ang laban ng Signal. And ito yung laban nila sa Onyx. Honeyglaze, you watched this match, yeah?
First game went flawlessly for Signal dahil may push type of lineup sila, and second game naman nag-fail kasi yung Digi strat nila from Signal na nag-overfed tuloy sa Benedetta and the Lunox. For the third game naman, pagpasok ng Signal and ng Onyx, too much delays na nangyari dito for Signal na hindi nila nakuha yung objectives agad-agad, and may isang rin din silang nakuha dito na kinuha nila yung blue buff instead of getting the turtle na oo, kailangan nga lang yung blue buff, but then again, mas kailangan nila yung turtle na yun for the team. Pero going into Work versus Signal Ultra, strong start for Work always They have too much flexifix, masyadong maganda yung magiging nila, yung mga mobility nila pagdating sa heroes and especially the team fights, and especially the Lancelot pa dito ng Work Oster Force. It counters out Roger, at yun nga yung sinabi ng mga casters from day 2 na naisusulat na rin talaga na Lancelot counters out Roger. Pero in this day 2, for morely on agawan ang nangyayari. Nandito si Kyrie with the flame shot, especially with the Kagura, and nandito rin si Bensanity to steal the Lord from the side of Oster. Pero yun lang, may lapses pa rin talaga kasi yung mga galawan dito ng Signal, in which hindi sila nagiging aware, and the WAP awareness kung nasaan ba yung ganitong hero, especially one game in which yung Benedetta hindi sila naging aware sa pasok ng Benedetta at nalikuran tuloy sila. Ito yung pinakamagandang game na napanood ko for day 2, in which this is the combination, the synchronized dance floor, Eve and Parsa combo, outplayed execution in team fights. Sobrang synchronized sila, in which may last scene dito sa game na ito na nagsabay talaga dito si Toshi and si Curl TC. Kaya sobrang nakaka-hype na, sobrang hindi nila inaasahan na ganito yung magiging plays nila, since especially we have the Ling and and the Angela for the same of execration that time na akala natin makaka-pick off ng Squishy Heroes na yun pero hindi. Nag-agaw nila yung momentum and going into the game number 2 ng Omega and execration, sobrang demolish dito ang execration with almost 16-0 for the in favor of Omega. So, I
Yeah.
don't know what happened for execration. Grabe yung nangyari dito for Omega and execration.
Super clean game by Omega. Ito yung game na nung pinanood ko, sabi ko, two things. Omega's back and hindi pang Estes si Chaknu. We're gonna go look at game 3, day 3. This time we're gonna look at day 3. And this opened with another upset. Honestly, naka-day off din ako nito eh. Reptar, you guys were at the studio. Ako yung naka-day off nito. And nung napanood ko to, nagsisigaw-sigaw ako dito sa bahay. Promise, feeling ko konti na lang inakit na ako ng security. Work swept Aura.
Yeah, this was surprising to say the least because we knew that Workhouse Force could take a game from this at least. But base sa nangyari sa kanila nung day 1 laban sa Bren, we thought this would be a 2-1 for Aura PH, or it wouldn't be that surprising to say 2-1 to para sa Aura. But then suddenly Workhouse Force completely surprised Aura PH, snapping the Aura PH win streak. At that point, I think nasa 4 na sila or sa 5. It was also a relatively long win streak for Aura PH. And what impressed me the most here for Workhouse Force is really yung na it shows if mabigyan mo sila ng chance na gawin nila yung what they're known for, their comfort strategy, which is to really just split the map as much as you can. And then yung jungler mo, si Chu most of the time, mag-isa lang yan eh. He'll just farm up a bit, si Unravel will zone out, box out a bit, give information kung nasan yung kalaban, but yeah, it's gonna work. So, no pun intended, Workhouse Force, that was a great showing laban sa Aura. Now, for the second series, NXP LPE, pre, ito talaga yung kahit hindi ka masyado well, you have to have a bit of knowledge sa ano nangyayari. Yung storylines going into this game. I think, yeah, behind the scenes. I'll just leave it there. It was a really touching win para sa NXP. And I feel like everything going around them. Ramdam mo talaga na everything going on for NXP, man, deserve nila yung win na yun. Although LPE also would have deserved the win if sila yung nanalo, but ibang klaseng pinakita doon ni Yawi. Grabe, well-deserved back-to-back MVP. Now, yung huli naman, Onyx versus Bren, this was a fun series to cast for. Kasi nung game 1, sobrang haba. Bren Esports, muntika na nga eh. Pero nakadepensa yung Onyx. And then nakita natin na sobrang lupit talaga ng hilig ng SS, and then pag meron ka pang Alice along with the Nestes, it's a nightmare. Kung hindi mo maabutan yung backline mo, si Kyrie and Hade dito, they positioned really well. Even Bren Esports nahirapan. May isang team fight na nangyari dito. It was at around the 16-minute mark na that's when, or later on pa eh, but there was just a really crucial team fight with that Iyaknu opened up for Onyx PH, and then doon natin nakita, Bren Esports, hindi nila ma-out-damage yung healing ni Estes. And then yung game 3 naman, or excuse me, game number 2, this was just a beautiful pickup with the Harith na nilagay sa support. Kasi having a support Harith means you don't have to wait for it to activate. Mabilis lang yan magle-level 4, and then pag maganda pa yung objective takes nyo that Harith will be a part of with the Zaman Force, na if he can get assists, mas mabilis pa siya makakakuha ng items niya, and even faster, mas magiging effective pa siya. And that's what we saw. Bren Esports nahirapan. With the Harith pickup, I feel like that was a game-changing pick. Dun sa draft na yun, it was picked 4th, if I'm not mistaken. And then, at the same time, just the really right tools, a great draft, great strategy to boot. Onyx deserved that win, man.
Yep, and they swept Bren Esports. We'll talk more about Onyx and their rise to more points, them being on the upswing later on. But we'll cover day 4 now, the very last day of this week. We'll start off with Signal versus Blacklist, and medyo long shot yata para isiping si Signal pa ang tatapos sa win streak ng Blacklist. Honey Glaze, you watched this. It was a little stressful, don't you think?
very, very stressful for the side of Signal Ultra. They tried yung Parsa Eve combination na ginawa nga ng Omega in day 2, pero nag-fail yun miserably since ang ginamit nilang tank doon is the Atlas na makikita mo lang yung one-time setup niya. And once niya lang din nagamit yung setup na yun against Blacklist na oo, nakakuha sila ng 2-0 and 2 kills in that clash, pero ang bilis ng nagiging sagot kagad dito ng Blacklist International. Going into the game number 2, nagka-edge naman kahit papaano dito yung Signal Ultra. Although nakuha na nila yung early game momentum, pero may lapses pa rin talaga dito ang Signal Ultra when it comes to the clashes. They don't know where one person is from the side of Blacklist International na nakuha nila yung upper hand pagdating sa pick-off na yon. And doon ang hirap nang i-predict for Signal Ultra kung paano makabawi against Blacklist in that kind of game. Pero going into the battle between LPE and Bren Esports, tingin ko nagkaroon dito ng lapses naman ng LPE when it comes to the draft. Getting the Ruby pick, oo, pwede mo siya makapag-immobilize ng Lancelot or any kind of hero na pwedeng go into or magda-dive talaga into the clashes. Pero kasi ang problema kasi sa Ruby, hindi siya ganun ka-efficient when it comes to the information or kaya yung vision given by the positionings dito ng Bren. Pero going into the game number 2 naman, nakabawi naman sila kahit papaano when it comes to those clashes. Dito in the highlights din, nakita natin na ilang beses silang kinokontest dito. And yung si Arbs with that Ring of Order, they were able to steal the Lord against the Bren Esports, pero hindi pa rin talaga naging sapat yung kupunan nila. Pero going into the last series, Coach Leon Correa Reptar, ibang klase to dahil this has been a day of sweeps, pero work Oster Force dito, sobrang laki ng edge nila against Omega. Pero Omega dito, alam naman natin na methodologically speaking, we all know Omega na kayang-kaya nila when it comes to the late phases of the game. Sobrang composed nila into the late phases of the game na kahit na nakukuha na nga lahat ng winning conditions dito ng work Oster Force against Omega, nakakabawi pa rin sila since with their lineup, they know na kaya nilang i-hold when it comes to the late game. So, may nagiging chances din dito ang work Oster Force na bakit ganito yung nagiging place nila, kung bakit ito pa yung hero na kinuha nila. And may certain error kasi dito ang work Oster Force into game number 2. They were so close on getting the win against Omega, getting that game 3 for the series. Kaso kasi hindi nila tinapos agad yung base. Hindi kaagad nila finish off yung game na yon. So, most probably talaga nakabawi dito yung Omega and tinuloy-tuloy na nila yon, getting those skills. Ito yung mismong nangyari in the game number 2. Dito nakabawi yung Omega. Yes, sobrang close nila manalo into this game, pero with that sweep na nakuha ng Omega against work Oster Force, nag-overstay kasi sila sa welcome nila. So ngayon, Omega gave up those punishment against Oster Force at dinerecho na nila hanggang dito sa mid lane ng work. And that's it. Hindi ko inakalang mababawi pa yun ng Omega since nakuha na kagad ng work yon. So dalawang games na yun, epic comeback is real for Omega.
Yep, you give Omega an inch, they'll take a mile. Ladies and gentlemen, iyon ang naganap nung week number 4. That is how it is. Again, that Sunday, the Sunday of sweeps. Honestly, part of me was happy na maaga kaming uuwi, pero parang kulang. Especially yung last match, Work versus Omega, bitin yon. When we go from a break, we'll be talking about Onyx Philippines. Hopefully, ready kayo doon, mga fans ng Onyx. Itag nyo yung mga tropa ninyo na crush si Dilar or crush si Kyrie. Put him in the chat and we'll make sure that you guys enjoy us talking about your favorite team. Once more, Onyx PH on the upswing coming back after this break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching MPL Recall. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving us a like and subscribe to the channel. You can find us on Facebook via the link in the description. Thanks.